Hello everybody, I am the Helpful Witch, and today I want to share with you my thoughts about the latest gameplay reveal trailer that we got in November. Now, I hope I've given enough time for the dust to settle, and so that I'm not gonna be, receiving too much backlash or having people too annoyed with me for the thoughts I'm going to share today, but I wanted to give my honest opinion as well. So this is going to be a little bit of a reaction, a little bit of a rant, to be honest. If you want to see more content from me in the future, as always, please subscribe. And also leave a like if you enjoyed the video and a comment to know your opinion on the trailer, because I'm curious to know also what you thought. So let's jump straight into the video. Okay, let's start with the positive. Honestly, I am still super excited about this game. I love the environments. I think everything looks incredible. To me, it looks very polished. It looks really, really nice. You can see the amount of love and attention to detail that has gone into this game. You can see it also from the way the game developers were speaking about it. You can see that they are true fans and that they really wanted this environment to feel true and alive, and that there is a lot of thoughts that went into each of the different areas that they designed. But one of the downsides of it is that it also feels a little bit empty and a little bit just not alive. The opposite, I guess, of alive, not dead, but it's just tough because we have only seen our character really interact with a couple of things, and it's been eating some apples, drinking some tea, and in the past we've seen it interact with some globes. Now, I really think they have missed so many opportunities. I think everybody wants to be able to speak, even if it's a little bit with NPCs and they're not giving you quests and they're repeating maybe the same 50 lines. But I really would have liked a little bit more interaction. We have seen some random events that are happening during the castle, and again, I really hope there is going to be a lot of these, but at the same time I am a little bit worried about them because there is a chance that there is going to be a very small finite amount of these events and that they're just going to keep repeating. So I don't know, for example, Peeves distracting the students or dropping the books, if that is the only things really that Peeves does, or that there is only a couple of things that Peeves does, then it's going to be a little bit sad if we keep seeing it over and over again. So again, I'm just a little bit worried that we're going to have the same events happening over and over again, and that the things that we can interact is actually going to be a very small amount, and that we're not going to be able to really do much with the game. I think a lot of games have, options for you to interact, I guess, in an indirect way. So maybe that's the way we will do it. Maybe we can just cast spell even if we don't have a prompt, and that will influence the people around us or the environment around us. We've seen them, for example, launching a spell to the Slytherin common room glasses, so maybe that's the things that we need to do. So we need to maybe cast spells in a way that it doesn't actually come up with a prompt. But I really hope there is going to be a lot more interactable stuff, because currently it feels very grand and very vast, but it also feels very empty in terms of things that we'll be able to actually do. Now, another point that ties into this is that it looks like we're going to have a lot of quests that are going to ask us to find small items. So we've seen a quest that asks us to find small flying keys. We've seen a quest that asks us to find some cobblestones. We've seen some snitches going around, so probably there is going to be a quest in finding all of these snitches. And then I'm guessing and hoping also at this point to get something with the chess pieces. So maybe we'll have a quest that actually asks us to find all of these small chess pieces. Although this is very cool in terms of actually making us interacting with the environment, I think again, if they use this over and over again, where a lot of these quests are just going to be going to a space and trying to find a very small item to encourage us to explore the castle, I think they will get old very quickly. I do love games of kind of hide and seeks, I guess, or games where you need to find the differences and stuff, but I'm not, buying Hogwarts Legacy to actually do that. I'm buying Hogwarts Legacy to enjoy going around the castle and be able to interact and really feel like I'm part of the life of Hogwarts, and I don't think that this is the way to do it. I'm really hoping that this is just a very small snippet that they've shown us, and that there is going to be a lot different ways that we can interact. But I am a little bit worried because it really seems like this is what they focused on, and I'm hoping it's just because they don't want to spoil anything, but I am worried if this is the main bit of gameplay that we get apart from going through the main quests and the side quests. This is a point that worries me, especially because we've seen a lot of negative reviews of Gotham Knights for a similar reason, in terms of the fact that actually the game doesn't encourage you to be independent and encourages you to go through the main story and the side missions, but not really do some independent learning. Because I worry that some of these items, for example, let's say the keys, that we might not be able to interact with them unless we get the quest. So it would be a little bit sad if we cannot go around the castle, find these quests even before we actually get given the quest, but find these quest items and be able to interact with them, so that we can already start building, an inventory. I don't know, we're getting all of these keys, maybe we need to find somebody that is looking for them or something along those lines. I think that would be a better way to do it, so that you're still able to interact, you're still able to find these details even if you go into an area before you get given a quest. My worry, as I said, is that we're gonna only be able to interact with these items after we get given a quest, which then would mean that we don't really want to explore the castle by ourselves, because we want to first be given all of the quests, so that then once we explore the castle, then we go and fetch all of these items. But I'm a bit worried in terms of what they've shown. I hope that that's not the case, and I would like to know actually your opinion on this. Do you think this is going to be the case or not? Now, another point that ties into this is the fact about the linearity of this game. They always said that this is going to be an open world RPG, and I am a little bit worried now again on how open world is it actually going to be. It seems to be very quest driven. They were talking about the classes, and now the classes need to be given kind of as a quest, but you can't really trigger the classes outside of the main quest or side quest that it is. So I'm a little bit worried again, because my question is, how much can we do without going through the main quest? I really want to be able to explore the castle and go around and level up without even having to do the quest. I usually don't tend to do the main quest as a first thing in any games. I always try to just go and do my own stuff. I remember the first time I played Breath of the Wild, I played actually for 2 years without ever defeating the game, ever finishing the game, or really following the story. I mean, of course I did bits and bobs, but I never actually went and finished the story. And once I did, that to me actually made the game less fun, and I didn't really want to play it anymore because I completed it in a way. I still 100% it afterwards, but the bulk of my time was actually spent before and exploring the game. And then once I completed it, even though it really didn't change anything, because the only thing that I was left to do was defeating Ganon, after that I just never really picked it up as much as I used to do before. So I really hope the Hogwarts Legacy actually encourages us to be independent and go around, because still I was able to play Breath of the Wild for 2 years before actually ever completing the game, which I think is really cool. So as long as I'm able to go around and not have to go through the main story, or feeling like I am forced to actually go through the main story to progress the game, or to be able to do stuff because I've completed all the amount of things I can do without completing the main story, I think that would be awesome if they're able to go around that. There is a lot of ways to go around it. Plenty of games do it. It's not the most impossible thing, but from the answer they've given and from what they were saying, it really feels like it's starting to be a lot more linear. So I am a little bit worried, as in, yes, you're gonna have bits and bobs happening, but they're not gonna be as important, and you're still gonna have to go through the main stories to unlock most of the spells. So, I don't want to get to 90% of the completed main quest before I can, unlock chests or go through certain things. Lastly, I want to rant a little bit about the character customization. I think the characters look amazing. I really did like them. I like the amount of preset options we get. I like the representations. I like what they've done with the wizard and witch thing, where they're not asking you are you a boy or girl, and the voices as well, where again you just get voice 1 and voice 2 and you can change the pitch. I really do like that. I really think it's really nice. I think it's very inclusive. I do hope they've done it with, actually thinking about that rather than just ensuring that they don't get enough backlash, as they've already so many people are trying to boycott this game, and whether they were just trying to please these people. I do hope, I'm sure part of it was also that, but I do hope they've done it also because they really wanted to represent everybody on there. But having said all of this, I'm still very underwhelmed with the options that we have, specifically for our face, for our features. Now, yes, you have the presets, and that's all well and good. I'm not against having the presets. But then once you go after the presets and you're going to actually change your face a little bit, you actually just get options of the faces. So you still have preset faces. You cannot change your eyes, you cannot change your nose, you cannot change your lips, you cannot change your face shape. And to me, that's very silly. I understand that maybe you won't have the same level of customization that you might have, let's say in Elden Rings, where you can change, or even The Sims, where you can change, you know, how far your eyes are apart from each other, how big they are, and make very weird looking faces. I understand that. I'm not asking for that. What I think they could have done to really have a mix and still please everybody would have just been to be able to have a set of eyes, a set of noses, a set of mouth, and a set of face shapes, so then you can actually mix and match all of those. I understand that it's a little bit more difficult because they've done mocapping, and so everything is being captured already on an actual face. But I still think there is a little bit of leniency that hopefully they could have done. I think you don't have to have that preset being so strict. I would have still liked being able to change, you know, the eye shape with the nose shape and the lips shape with choosing a specific face shape in general. So that's all I would have liked. I'm not saying more options. I think the amount of options is fine. I think my issue is when these are locked into a specific face shape, like predetermined, so you can't change the way that the face overall looks. So that's my concern with it. I mean, they've done it now, so they're not going to change it at this point. I just wish there was a little bit more customization on that. Very last thing that I want to mention is also the interaction with the NPCs. As I briefly mentioned before, it doesn't look like you can actually speak with them in your common room and stuff, which I think is a shame. And the little bit of dialogue we've seen, I am not super impressed with, mainly because of the choices. Again, I'm really worried that the choices are not gonna matter. They have said that you will have some choices that will have an impact for the end of the game, and that you will have an impact for the character itself, but it seemed very weird when we were very mean to the first year Ravenclaw, and then she was just like, yeah, sure, whatever, and then kept going. It felt very disconnected, to me at least, and I was just a bit underwhelmed in terms of, again, it didn't feel like much of a choice. It felt a bit like Assassin's Creed, where you just have different dialogues where it doesn't really matter what you do, apart from very key specific points where it's like, do you want to kill this person or not? And that's the only actual choice that has a consequence. So again, that to me was a little bit underwhelming. I know that they're probably showing us things that don't have any spoilers and don't have any impact, and I get it, but I would really like to see where these choices have an impact. So even if it's one choice that doesn't have a huge amount of impact, I would still like to see something. Okay, so these were my main negative thoughts, I think. I mean, I really did like the game still. It does look massive, honestly, because they were able to show us what they call a mini tour, but it was still 45 minutes. So I do think that there is going to be a lot of exploration that we can do. The Hogwarts castle really seems also like a very small part of the entire world. So I think it's going to be great in general. I'm really looking forward to it, but I know there is a lot of people on the fences, and actually I have already made my decision. I've already pre-ordered the game, but I'm starting to be a little bit worried in terms of, I don't know, is it the game that I thought I was getting or not? And maybe that was on me in terms of making the pre-order so already, but that's fine. It's not an issue. I still want to play. I still want to experience it. You know, I am a big Harry Potter fan, so I do want to actually get the game and experience it for myself, even if it is literally going on story mode and just walking around the castle and looking at all the things. You know, I'm still very excited. I'm just a little bit worried in terms of this actually feeling like a game more than just a pretty walking simulator with some occasional interesting thing. I understand that they want to keep the story secret. I understand that they want to keep a lot of the mechanics secret. I'm just a little bit worried in terms of the choices and the things that they said that we were gonna get, like being able to, you know, shape Hogwarts and shape the story of Hogwarts. I'm just a bit worried because if it's only in a couple of specific times that this matters, and also bringing ourselves into Hogwarts and we only have a specific set of, you know, presets, we can't change our body shape, we can't change much of it. You know, it's feeling a bit less on what they actually promised and what we are getting, or at least to me, that's the feeling. Again, still very excited, still looking forward to it. I understand that at this point a lot of the decisions have been made and they're just really fixing bugs, so this video or any other video is not gonna change what they've actually done. But I do hope, you know, also in the future they have built all of these assets. I doubt that this is what they think this is gonna be the end of Hogwarts Legacy. I am hoping that they're gonna reuse all of this various things that they have built for, you know, new games and going more into the lore and stuff. So I'm very interested, and I hope that they take all of the things that people are experiencing and all of the difficulties that people might have once we get the game in our hands and improve it for the next one. But yeah, so these were my thoughts on the gameplay reveal trailer. Please leave a like if you enjoyed them, and if you have the same thoughts, let me know down in the comments down below. Also, if you have different thoughts, I am very curious. And if you have enjoyed my video, please subscribe so that you can see all of the future video I post. And thank you so much for reaching the end of another video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!